Ready for action.
This guy started out.
Head for the canyon.
Audio check. Audio synchronization. But I found this old, what do you call it? Thing. Well, tourist thing. So, how's it? Hang loose. Show you a little behind the scenes as I'm going along here. Gotta be quick. Found out there's a surprise visit I gotta do. Sin. This is a ghost tube. It's a free ghost talking app, so it just spits out random numbers, but that's for Spook 101. So, how's it? And this is my microphone, a Yeti, which I'm quite proud to have like really good service from. This is actually a good microphone. I just wanted to sort of display it. It's mounted on this kind of thingy here. It's
Haunted.
Haunted. Finally, he says something good. How's it? Hang loose. Welcome to Mongoose Max Hawaii, the channel. Yes, I try to keep. I'm going to set this in 5 minutes. I try to keep it really short because if I edit little, it takes just hours longer. So the TikTok thing, it also has that little TikTok in the background sound. I do this for effects. This is OBS Studio, so this thing is, you know, it's news. So it's free news. Oh, it just has OBS Studio for you. I can move it around. Shakespeare picture to relate to the other channel stuff I got going on. And and little items that I thought were visual. This is just an LED thing that's kind of, it's a quiet fan. I have to turn off the regular fan because it makes too much noise. It's a hum in the background. I've recently added tons of special effects for your enjoyment. You know, just to kind of get things all whatever. And then I do this, the other ghost box, there's 2 of them. Of course, adding the sound effect. And this one says cursed. Thank you. So as we want, it's start. Face. Religious. So if I just keep, oh gosh. Life. I can change it around and take off the movement sensor. And it doesn't do that so quick. Message. Metal. Okay, wait. Stop. Jeez. Then I do this close to the microphone because it has that cool little camera sound. Because sound is king. That's one thing I've learned in my little editing of these things. So this is an OBS Studio. I'm not going to explain how it's done, but they're free also. So I'm trying to do like free budget stuff, put something together. I found out doing the news ever since I began in 2020 is an easy daily thing to do. So I show the newspaper headline. Pause for effect. And it's usually something. Governor Green's agenda faces early resistance. Of course, the politicians. And then I throw it off to the side and add the sound effect. It just pops it, brings it more visually out here. So it's December 20, what is it, 30th? No, tomorrow's the 30th. What's today? Our time is ticking. It's the 29th. It's Thursday. And this one's recorded on time today because I can't. I recorded some earlier because I don't have enough time to edit and record. So I do put a lot of effort into it, but I enjoy it, and I'm hoping to get a big audience. But for those of you who do watch, truly thank you, and have a blessed and happy New Year. I tried to make honesty a big point of my thing. Oh, you know what we need less of is in stuff that's keep recording. Wow, vote of confidence with the ghost tube. with a vote of confidence, you know, at the end of the year, what's in and what's out. And I think what I hope is going to be out is stuff like year-long, 24/7, 365 days a year negative campaigning. Everyone's negative campaigning. It's all negative campaigning. They're terrible, blah, 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 blah. And some people went overboard using the actual QAnon conspiracy theory stuff. Not all, quote, conspiracy theories are bad. I mean, I like the UFOs, I like the Bigfoot, even Bigfoot coming in a UFO. And, ooh, do ghosts exist? I like that stuff. But, who shot JFK or something? Went through that. But then it gets into the twisted stuff and just friggin' forget about it. Because it's been used by politicians. We don't need year-long negative campaigning. That's out. And also conspiracy theories used like QAnon style. The cult and the conspiracy theories out. Just you got to get back to the truth. So, I'm just saying. Angel, look. Maybe there is something. I think it's random though. So if we go to the news, just to round up a little bit of, Governor Green's agenda faces early resistance. Okay, yeah. And then buying fireworks, because it's a big deal in Hawaii, because people go overboard thinking, it's cultural. And you know what? They just like to blow up stuff. Face it. And it's a damn fire hazard, and everyone's dogs freak out, and cats run away and get run over. And they jump into the water.
Come on, son.
I think it's your son, too young.
Come on, son. Ugh. How I learned to surf.
And then I just go through the news. I flip through this online paper because Antua has a concussion. So everyone's worried about Antua because he's local homeboy, even though he moved away. News is free in a sense because freedom of the press. I can actually do this in a way. I can't publish it as my own. But especially if I comment over it, it's open game to go through the news. Just so you know. So if you ever have content, I'm aiming at the content person from before. And then I found little, gags, you might say. In in parts of the paper, there's, back in the day, which isn't not KNOT. Yeah, it's a big knot. See, they feature this, which I think is actually pretty cool. This is a 1978 photograph of an eruption. Holy crap! And then gag. My thing goes off, and then I add the cuckoo because it's just cuckoo. So here's a picture of Kilauea in 1978. Kilauea Iki, rather, and it ended in 59. Wait. At the eruption of Kilauea Iki crater at the end of 1959, which was statehood, was foreshadowed for what occurred shortly after the turn of the new year New Year in 78. So it started Kilauea Iki, opened up. So it just shows us we're living on a volcanic chain of archipelago islands or something. Where chain of islands? On the big one, still got the volcano. So it pops up through the ground, and they all get scientific about it. It's lava underneath, it pops up. And so it's like near the neighbors. Okay, so that's kind of cool to look at the old stuff. And then I checked out the news. But if I go back, there's always letters to the editor, which is opinions. And opinions are just, a gold mine of cuckoo. and Thursday doesn't seem to have a political cartoon, I guess. Or does it? Here's Zelensky. There's always cuckoo stuff in the news. And the poor guys. Dave Barry's year in review. I highly recommend Dave Barry. He's a syndicated columnist. He's out of Florida, but he's all over the nation. This guy's year in review is kick ass. This is 2 parts, and this is first 2 parts. I highly recommend Dave Barry. Plus, one of his buddies, and he's in a band with, he used to be in a band with, is Stephen King. So Stephen King is buddies with Dave Barry. So read his column or else. No, it's just really funny. He's great.
Statue.
Middle class. So you know what? We're not going to skip letters to the editor. We're going to read a little Dave Barry. I don't care if we go long. So what does Dave Barry say? Well, first of 2 parts. We'll just read it right off the bat. Sorry, Dave. Just to give people a taste of what Dave Barry's like. First of 2 parts. The best thing we can say about 2022 is it could have been worse. For example, we could have had a nuclear Armageddon. This briefly appeared to be possibility, but at least according to the president who broke the news October, and why not, a Democratic Party fundraiser at the home of a wealthy donor in New York City. That must have been an exciting event. One moment, everybody's standing around chewing hors d'oeuvres, and the next moment,
ooh, what did he just say?
the next day, after the news media ran a bunch of scary headlines, the White House office of explaining what the president actually meant explained that the president wasn't suggesting that we were facing Armageddon per se, but was merely, and he is what, emitting words, one of which happened to be Armageddon. Everybody should just calm down. So we dodged the bullet there, and there were other positive developments in 2020. Millions of Americans on social media realized, it took them a while, but they finally got there, that nobody wanted to know how they did on Wordle. For the 13th consecutive year, New York Yankees failed to even get into the World Series. Looming apocalyptic threat of catastrophic global climate change was finally eliminated thanks to breakthrough in the discovery of the solution. It has been staring us in the face all this time, was to throw food at art. So 2022 has some positives, which is not to say that it was good. It was in fact the opposite, good, especially specifically bad. The economy continued to stagger around like the last stoner out of a Burning Man. We lost Anglica Lansbury, Sidney Poitier, Loretta Lynn, Gilbert Gottfried, Christina McVie, and Meatloaf. Democracy died at least 3 times. Anyways, it's over. But before we move on to 2023, it's time to don surgical gloves, reach deep down inside a big bag of stupid that was 2022, and see what we pull out, starting with January. And with that, I'll bow out because I can't read the whole column. That's just great. Attic, as in bats in the attic. So anyways, it's only the 29th, but it's starting to say bye-bye to that kind of stuff, okay? Okay. So have a happy Thursday. I gotta go run and edit and then go make complain. Aloha now. Bye. Bye this week. It's here. Kind of early. Oh, we're in a fresh sunrise. It's coming up pretty soon. Gotta wait some. Okay, I started to show the whole sunrise. Fresh sunrise. Show the whole thing. It's coming up pretty soon. Gotta wait some. And then I show the whole sunrise. Fresh aloha, fresh air, fresh water from Red Hill. Fresh aloha, fresh air, fresh water from Red Hill. Fresh stuff, fresh aloha to you, and fresh aloha to you. Okay, bye.